Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the trending contracts. And today's contract, Alexa and her staff, set in Dartmoor. And the contract ID is up on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a go at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Stardart 000. And on today's briefing, well, there isn't one, so we're just going to say that today's targets have been very naughty and need to be taught a valuable lesson. And on to our targets, of which there are 5, and we have no stipulations on what we wear or how we go about dispatching them, and we do have to have no recordings. So for today's challenge, we will be starting undercover in the library. We have a remote igmatic gas grenade stored up in the graveyard, and we're going to be bringing with us a vial of lethal poison. Everything else is available to us on the map. So right from the start and off the bat, we need to move away from the bookcase, and we are going to head down to the kitchen area, and there we will locate ourselves a couple of items we're going to require, namely the 2 propane cylinders. So we're going to set up a couple of kills as we have a couple of minutes before all of our targets are in position. So we're just going to make our way straight into the kitchen, grab the first of the propane cylinders, make our way back outside. Don't worry about closing this door, we will be going through that shortly. And we're just going to make our way to the entrance hall here, but just behind the stairs. And we're going to throw our first propane cylinder just down, about halfway down the hallway there. And then we're going to return to the kitchen for the second propane cylinder. And then we're going to head out into the garden area, and this will be for our second or third kill. We're going to be taking out the photographer with a propane cylinder as well, along with Mr. Fernsby and Mr. Phineas. So once we're out in the garden, just to the left-hand side of the pond, we're going to throw our propane cylinder, and that hasn't landed too well. We want it to land right in the center of the path. So we're just going to try that once again, and this time that is absolutely perfect. So we're now going to return back into the building and up to where we deposited our first propane cylinder. This time round we are going to close the doors behind us there. We're going to stand in the corridor here, select our silenced pistol, line up our shot, and in a few moments Mr. Phineas and Mr. Fernsby will arrive to have a brief conversation, and when they do, we can then detonate the propane cylinder. So that gets us 2 kills in 1. Once we have achieved that, we're going to then return once again to the garden area where our second propane cylinder is lying in wait. We're just going to make our way back round to the hedge here, crouch down so that we're not seen, again pull out our silenced pistol and line up our shot, and await the arrival of Mr. Sharp. There we go. So, 3 targets down with 2 explosions. We're now going to make our way back into the house once again, and our next target will be Alexa Carlisle. So we're going to have to make our way all the way through the house, up the stairs. Just be aware of the patrolling enforcer and Alexa Carlisle herself, who are both enforcers. There they both are. So once the patrolling guard moves away, we can make our way past Alexa up into the bedroom area, again being aware that a number of the housekeeping staff are enforcers, and once the gentleman by the chaise lounge moves away, we can then approach, add our lethal poison to Alexa's cup of tea, and for the purposes of the video, as usual, I will be sticking around for the kill. You don't necessarily have to do this, you can move on to the graveyard. So here comes Alexa now, and she's going to sit on the chaise lounge, and she is going to sample her added ingredient tea. So there she goes, just drinking her tea now. As you can see, lots of enforcers around in the area, so we won't be leaving via the front door. So once Alexa has been disbanded or dismissed, we are going to vault over the balcony here. If you haven't stuck around, you can go back out via the door and down the stairs. We're going to descend down the drain pipe to the next floor, and then down through the house once again and out towards the graveyard area, where we have our enigmatic gas grenade in a briefcase stored up by one of the graves. It's the grave at the back here. It's the very last one. It has some flowers on it, so at least someone cares. And once we have our gas grenade in a briefcase, we're going to find a secluded spot, remove the gas grenade from the briefcase, and then return it immediately to the briefcase. That will then activate the gas grenade. We're just going to wait in this little pathway area here for our final target, who is the funeral director. As he comes through here, we're going to select our detonator, bump into the funeral director, and trigger our gas grenade. Now he's going to get very, very sick, and he's going to make his way off to the left of screen and out towards the river, I believe it is. Looks like a river, it's big enough. Could be a stream. It's too small to be an ocean or a lake. It could even be a lake, possibly. I am not an Aquarian type. I don't really go too near water if I can avoid it. I've seen Jaws. So once the funeral director makes his way over, we're going to follow him and grab the garden fork. And when he gets to his destination, we're going to launch that garden fork at his head. We're going to collect up the hearse keys that he drops, and then make good our escape long before anyone spots his body. Although I don't know if he actually gets spotted at all. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of. Rather a fun one this. I quite enjoy doing the Dartmoor trending contracts. They are quite inventive. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.